This tutorial has been highly requested, so today we're making one of those trending wrap tops. And you don't even need pattern pieces. We're going to draft that ourselves with a few measurements. For reference, this is the end goal for our pattern piece. First, I'm using my waist measurement for the width of the piece and then dividing by 2 since we're cutting it on the fold. If you're used to my patterns, I always do waist measurements around the narrowest part of the natural waist, about 1 inch above your belly button. Then measure from front to back where you want the hem to hit. Mine was 34 inches, so take that measurement and divide it in half and then add 1 inch for the hem. That will be the length of your piece. I would say it would be around 18 to 20 inches depending on your cup or bust size or the shape of your shoulders. Now we just have to add a radius at the top corner for the hole. I suggest a 4-inch radius, but you can make it whatever size you want. If you don't have a circular template, you can just use a piece of string and anchor it to the point on the fold and mark the curve that way. Quick disclaimer, I did this tutorial for woven fabric, so if you want to use knit, you'll need to use smaller numbers for the measurements to account for the stretch. Now fold your fabric over twice so you have double fold at the top and a fold at the side, and then cut your piece out on the fabric. Before unfolding it, I feel like it's a good idea to mark the side edges with pins or clips so you know which edges to hem first, since it might be hard to tell when you hold it up unfolded. Then you'll cut 4 tie pieces, 2 inches by 18 inches or whatever length you want them to be, and we will work on those first. Fold one short side of each tie 1/2 inch towards the wrong side of the fabric and press it. Then fold the ties in half and press. Fold the long raw edges in towards the center so they meet the crease and press those. And then fold it in half so all the raw edges are enclosed and sew along the double folded edge to secure them. Now that the ties are done, we can work on the top. First, we can hem both of the sides that we marked during cutting by folding the edges 1/2 inch twice and sewing along the inner fold. Once those hems are done, base the raw edge of the ties to each corner, just overlapping the hem on the wrong side of the fabric. Then you'll hem those edges the same way as the sides, but this time you're enclosing the end of the ties inside the hem. Once all the outer hems are finished and the ties are secure, you can sew the hole. Finish the edge of the hole with a serger or a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine, and then press the finished edge towards the wrong side of the fabric about 1/4 inch. And then you can sew it down all the way around. Give everything a good press and now you're finished. You can either tie it from front to back first or from back to front depending on what look you want. And I'm sure there's plenty more ways to tie it too. It's super simple and it's easy to customize length and width preferences for everyone. Make sure you tag me if you make this because I love to see those posts, and I'll see you on the next one.